Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube. Okay, so I am 1 month post-op and I wanted to just kind of update you guys and share you guys what my journey has been like. It has been a crazy 1 month. A lot of things have happened and I'm very happy with my results. I'm excited about what's been going on, and most importantly, I'm excited about where I am headed. So I want to take you guys back to where I left off with the last video. So the last video, I checked in 5 days after surgery and I talked a little bit about, you know, my pains and my concerns. I talked about my protein intake and how much I was consuming at the time. But now 1 entire month has gone by. Actually, it's like a month and 3 days now. I just haven't had the time to sit down and film. So I finally had some time today and I am 28 pounds down. So I'm very excited. My initial weight when I got the surgery was 253 and right now I am 225, 226. So that's a total of 28 pounds lost. So I'm so excited about what I just now accomplished, and I'm really looking forward to these next couple of months, really, because I know that if I can lose you know, that significant amount of weight in 1 month, then I just am super excited to keep on with this journey. And honestly, me sitting down in front of this camera and kind of documenting the whole thing is really inspiring for myself and very motivating for myself, because obviously I will see the progress every month and I will see the change in myself every month that I'm filming. I also want to make this because I don't want you guys to think that this surgery is easy or that this journey itself is easy. It's really not. And I want to touch base on my faults were during this process. So I made a little list of what I want to talk about first, and you guys might hear my dog in the background. I do have a Frenchie and he is extremely loud. For the other videos I had like put him away in a room, but I don't want to do that today because he's just chilling. But okay, the first thing I want to talk about is the weight that I lost. So like I said, I've lost a total of 28 pounds in this past month. And that was just different weights throughout each week. So the first week that the first week after surgery, I lost a total of like 14 pounds. And then the second week I lost 6 pounds, and then the third week I lost 3 pounds, and then this last week I only lost like almost 3 pounds as well. And that was in the beginning a little bit hard for me to like come to terms with, because I was like, why did I lose so much weight the first week, and now as time is going by I just keep losing less and less. I did reach out to my surgeon and I was like, oh, like I feel discouraged, whatever, and he's like, please remind me again how long ago you had surgery. And I'm like, no, he's right. So I am one of those people who loves to run into things. I dive into things. I really don't like to walk into things. I don't like to take my time with stuff. I'm learning to do that as I get older, but my natural instinct is to run. Like if I'm determined and there's just something that I want to do, I tend to just dive into it. So same thing with this journey. I thought like, okay, 1 month out, I really wanted to lose 30 pounds in the first month and to meet the 30-pound mark, but it's okay. I was a little discouraged. I was like, oh, I really wanted the 30 pounds off, but I only got 28, which is okay. I just need to learn how to take my time with stuff. 28 pounds is still a massive amount of weight loss for 1 month, and I'm still very grateful to have achieved you know, that weight loss. So I'm very excited about that. The last I do want to do this because I feel like this journey, if it wasn't for the girls that I follow on social media that have gone through this, or the YouTube videos that I've watched of girls that have gone through this, I would feel lost, or I would feel maybe a little bit discouraged, because a lot has happened this month, like I said, and these videos have really helped me kind of like take their experience into account and my experience into account, and obviously not the same. So I know it's different for everyone, but it has definitely helped me not feel completely alone throughout this journey by watching these videos. So I want to continue to make them to hopefully continue to inspire somebody else and share my journey with someone else so that they don't feel completely alone if they're embarking on this journey. I made a video, I made it for you guys at my 5-day post-op, and I was talking to you guys about the protein that I was taking and just what I was eating at the time, which was nothing, it was just liquids. And obviously now that I'm 4 weeks out, my diet is now starting to change again. So I want to take you guys back to my first 2 weeks. So your first 2 weeks of surgery, you are still on liquids. I was ordered to be on liquids 2 weeks prior in order for my surgeon a bit more safe and a bit easier. So I did that, and I lost a total of 8 pounds during those first 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I cheated twice throughout those first 2 weeks. So it wasn't like a complete liquid diet for the first 2 weeks. I did eat twice, which you're told like you're able to as long as it's protein. And I did. I had a piece of chicken once, and I forgot what I had the other time that I ate, but I lost 8 pounds during that time. And then 2 weeks after surgery, I was still pretty much on a liquid diet. So I was only consuming broths and protein shakes, water, jello, sugar-free popsicles, and that was my diet for the entire first 2 weeks. I was meeting my protein intake, I just was not meeting my water intake. So I feel like maybe that had a bit to do with why I didn't lose as much weight as I would have wanted. Maybe I could have reached my 30-pound mark if I would have pushed myself to consume as much water as I needed to. But I just found it a little bit hard because I was still in pain, and it was just not in pain but uncomfortable. Like this surgery itself, it's only painful for the first day, and then every other day just gets better and better, and it's more of an uncomfortable feeling. It's not painful. So what I mean by uncomfortable is, for instance, the first 2 weeks I would serve myself in a little cup. I bought special cups before I embarked on this journey just to kind of help myself measure out food and Tupperware and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you guys the bowls and Tupperwares that I bought because that helped me measure the amount of food that I was aiming to consume for that day. So, and this holds 1 cup as well. This is just like a little Glad Tupperware, and then these are the 2 things that I've been using to measure out my food for when I go to work and for when I'm at home. If you guys want to see a comparison for reference, in case you guys are wondering the difference. So if you would serve yourself a normal size serving of soup or anything, this would be what you use, and then this is what you're going to use, or something similar after VSG. So way smaller, but these are really helpful because I was able to measure out my broth proteins a little bit better, and now my food, now that I'm actually consuming food. So these are what I use. I would have broth during the day and just like proteins during the day. 1 protein shake I would consume in maybe like 2 to 3 hours. So it would take me 2 to 3 hours to consume the whole thing. And then my broth, I would have maybe like 4 tablespoons the first 2 weeks. And then I would stop because I would feel like heavy and just not comfortable. Like I said, it's just an uncomfortable feeling. So that's what it would feel like. And then I would have a jello here and there. Jello was very helpful for me because it's heavy. So if you're like feeling a little bit hungry and you just have a jello, that fills you up enough where you don't want to, or don't have the anxiety to continue to eat anything. The first 2 weeks, even the jello was kind of hard to settle because of, again, how heavy it is. And then if I had like a craving for like a sweet, or it was like late at night and I'm watching a movie and I want to snack on something, I would just have a sugar-free popsicle. And honestly, they don't taste sugar-free, so it was great. Like that would satisfy the craving and I would feel fine. Moving on to the following 2 weeks after that, then you enter stage 2, and stage 2 is where you're able to eat like soft foods, purees. But purees for me, really, that stage I really didn't like. Purees, at least the ones that I made, my mom made me, and we shredded the chicken and the vegetables and made it like into a puree consistency, and that would really make my stomach upset. I don't know what about it made it upset. I don't know if it was the potatoes or maybe the chicken, but it was very little that I added on there just for taste. but for some reason whenever I would consume it, it was just super heavy on my stomach. So I would fill up one of these for a meal, and I would only really have half of this for a meal. I would not be able to finish the whole thing because again, it was just heavy and painful. So that's what my 2 other weeks consisted of. They were those 2 weeks were pretty much me just consuming protein and continuing to have water and jellos and stuff like that. And then now that I'm on stage 3, so now that I'm able to have some solid foods, I've been having eggs and chicken and vegetables. I made codfish, so I've had codfish. I made this really good, if you guys haven't tried it, cauliflower rice, and I made it like fried rice style. So I bought the bag, I sauteed garlic, and then I cooked shrimp as well. So I used the broth that the shrimp let out, and instead of using soy sauce, I used that to brown the garlic with. And then I threw the rice on there, let it cook for a while, whipped up an egg, threw the egg on the rice, and then threw the shrimp in it. It was so good. It was so good. Like, that's definitely gonna be one of my go-to meals from now on, and it's low in calories. I wasn't having too much shrimp at a time because again, my stomach still just isn't super ready for that. I am ready to eat though, because I've been working out for the last 3 weeks, and I just feel like as I'm progressing in my workouts, my body is just requiring more food from me. So I'm not gonna lie, Monday I really was hungry. Like, I went on a run Sunday and I woke up hungry on Monday. Not a run, I went on a jog. So technically you're not supposed to work out until your 4-week mark, but I was just kind of like, if I want to see weight loss, I need to burn calories, I need to walk. So 2 weeks post-op, I started going to the gym, and I would just walk. I was just walking because, like I mentioned to you guys before, my everyday lifestyle is pretty stagnant. So I knew that even though I was going to be consuming a bit of calories, I still wasn't going to be burning as many calories as I was consuming, and I did not want to slow down my weight loss process. So in order to meet my step requirements per day, I was going to the gym and I was walking. So I walked for about a week. And then week 2, I started walking on incline. I spoke to my doctor about it. He told me not to, but honestly, I felt fine. I didn't feel like in pain or uncomfortable. So I started walking on incline slowly, but still on incline, just to kind of burn a little bit more calories. And then week 3, I started walking. I started doing the challenge, the 12:33 or 12:3:30, whatever. And I did great. I did my 30 minutes, and then I would continue to walk. So after you do the 30 minutes for 12:33, you reach about 1:30, 1:40, depending on if you're like going up and down in speed. But I kept it pretty constant for the most part, and then once I was finished with that workout, I would continue to walk for the next 0.70 or whatever until I met 2 miles. So I did that all the 3rd week, and then this week I had the okay to start working out again. So I'm still doing 12:3:30 for 30 minutes, and then the other like 0.70, 0.60 I'm jogging. So I'm jogging at about 4.5, and I'm usually able to do the half mile or a little bit over the half mile in like 6 minutes. When I was in high school, the way that I lost weight was through running. I really enjoyed running. I still do. So I'm really happy that like I kind of worked my body up to where now I can jog, because 2 weeks prior to surgery, I started working out again, but I hadn't worked out in a really long time. I hadn't even walked for a very long time. So it was very hard to work out and complete the workouts because I had no like conditioning. My heart rate was bad. And I'm really happy that I've slowly been like doing a little bit more because I'm able to. So now like jogging the 6 minutes straight isn't really a problem. The 5 minutes straight, it's not a problem. Today I actually jogged 1.50 miles, so almost 1.5 miles. and it was consistent non-stop. So I feel like my heart rate is pretty good. My body's pretty good at adjusting with workouts, so I'm really excited to every week amp up my workouts. I also started lifting weights, so I'm doing just arms and back. I still don't want to carry very heavy stuff because that I feel like might cause complications, but I'm only lifting 5-pound dumbbells, 10-pound dumbbells, and just kind of trying to get my arm muscles to form muscle memory so that once I get to the 6-week mark, I'm able to lift heavy. Because part of my journey, or part of what I want to embark on, is not just weight loss by my nutrition, it's also working out. I do not want to lose weight and have saggy underarms or have saggy skin or like loose skin. I know that with any kind of major weight loss, I'm prone to have these things, but obviously if I start training my body now and I start building muscle now, I feel like I will look way better than if I just do cardio. So I'm very excited to start lifting. I've been following a bunch of TikTokers and YouTubers and Instagram people and people who have gone through VSG, people who just work out, and I literally have a whole thing of like workouts, reps, sets. I am thinking about getting a trainer in 2 weeks just because I feel like maybe my form can use some work. I have lifted before, so I know like how to squat very properly, but I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time I incorporate arm and back workouts. So when it comes to my form for my arms and my back, I do think I need more help. So I don't necessarily know exactly what I'm gonna do yet, if I'm gonna hire a trainer or if I might just find a gym where we do like CrossFit or Pilates or something like that, but I do want to build muscle. Like I said, I really don't want to like sag or just have loose skin. My plan is to get surgery, weight loss or plastic surgery, by next January after I've lost the weight that I want to lose, but that's going to be around my abdomen area and maybe my butt. So I want to make sure that my arms and my inner thighs are nice and tight before I even think about getting this other surgery in a year, because what good would it be? What good would it be if I just like lose weight and don't build muscle? I really want to build muscle. I really want to tone my body, and I just want to live my best life. So that's what I plan on doing. I want to talk a little bit about my routine, so how my routine has changed. So my routine has definitely changed. Prior to this journey, I would wake up still kind of early because I was in school all of last year, but never early enough to get stuff done for myself. It was always just like get up, get ready, brush your teeth, change, like the normal stuff. But now I really like have taken control over my timing, and I aim to wake up way earlier so that I can have time to roll around in bed and scroll on social media if that's what I feel like doing. I now know how important time control is. You need to have total control over your time in order to get stuff done. I know that if I wake up at a certain time, I'll have a certain amount of hours to use for other things for myself, aside from getting ready and getting myself ready for work. So I really take advantage of my time now. I try to wake up around 6:30, maybe 7. I'll scroll around on social media for a bit, and now it's not for entertainment, it's solely for like education. So types of foods I want to eat, types of foods I want to try, types of recipes I want to try. I really want to be pescatarian, and now that I'm involving food into my diet, away from chicken as much as possible, because I really, and I don't know what's holding me back from completely committing, but I really want to be a pescatarian and I want to eat primarily plant-based. I'm just waiting to have my stomach settle a little bit more in order to introduce those types of things. But I did introduce cod. Cod is white fish. It's lighter than salmon, so I haven't had salmon. I bought salmon, I just haven't made it, just because I really want to take it slow on what I introduced to my body. So I introduced cod and it loved it. It didn't give me a hard time. I had very little, with like a little side of vegetables, and that did what it needed to do. I'm also learning to listen to my body, so I'm learning when enough is like enough, and when, you know, I could just take a little break and then maybe come back to my meal. Because like I said, it takes very little to get full, and if you push yourself, it hurts. I want to give you guys a little bit of an example. So Sunday, no, Saturday. It was 2 days before I could start eating again. And I worked and I came home and I had nothing to do, and my friend wanted to go get sushi. So I ended up getting shrimp from a different restaurant, and she got sushi because I don't like sushi. And I had 3 shrimps. Mind you, I didn't think, for some reason, I just didn't use my brain and think like this shrimp is cooked in very heavy grease. It's Nayarit style shrimps or langostinos. And I had 3 of them thinking, oh, it's just 3, we're fine. Sis, I threw up. It was not cute. On our way to the sushi place, I kept throwing up. I just was super uncomfortable. I had my girl, she had to like pull over and let me open the door to throw up. We got to the restaurant, I threw up again. So I did experience dumping syndrome. Not as extremely, I guess, as some people, or at least I've heard, but I did experience it. So just make sure you're not pushing yourself and you're not trying to run, because I was like, oh, it's 2 days, I can have, you know, I can have shrimp, but I couldn't, clearly, like I threw it up. So take your time. I know it's easier said than done, and I know if you're going through this journey, you probably want to test like limits for yourself, which fine, but if your body's telling you not to, just listen to your body. Your body knows, your stomach knows, your new stomach will tell you what it likes and what it doesn't. Trust me, it won't have a problem letting you know. So yeah, that's another thing. This last month has been very lonesome, and I say lonesome because I feel like I really have nothing else to do but go work out and go to work, and here and there maybe chill with friends. But even with my friends, I'm trying to be like a little bit selective in terms of what we're doing when we're hanging out, because I'm really taking this serious. I'm really taking this journey serious, and I don't want to put myself in situations where I'm going to be feeling left out, or I'm going to be feeling like, oh, why can't I indulge, like I can't have that and they're having it in front of me. So this entire journey for me has been very lonesome. I've hung out with 1 or 2 friends. I have not gone to dinner other than this time when I went to sushi with my friend, and I literally just saw her eat. Like I had to sit there with her and she ate. I try not to be around food. Like my mom cooks and she cooks very, you know, normal. So I'm really trying not to be at her house when it's dinner time or things like that, just to make it easier on myself. If you are going through this, or if you want to go through this, I would suggest you kind of do the same. And I'm very happy that at least I'm not feeling lonely, even though it is a lonesome process. I don't feel lonely. I don't feel like FOMO, because I knew going into this journey that that's what I could expect, or that's what I should expect. And yeah, I was right. It's exactly that. I really feel like there's no point in me going shopping right now because my clothes aren't gonna fit in a little bit, so there's no point in buying clothes. I also don't want to get ahead of myself and buy stuff that doesn't even fit me yet. So I haven't gone shopping. I can't go out to get a drink. I can't go out to eat. I don't want to be around friends if there's going to be like food and liquor, because I can't have any. I haven't had liquor at all, and I honestly don't want to. I'm so scared. If I'm scared of eating, can you guys imagine how I feel about drinking alcohol? I can't imagine the agony pain I'm gonna feel if I consume alcohol. Like, I might be wrong. Comment down if you've had VSG and how far after your journey you consumed alcohol and what was your experience. I would love to know, but I'm just very scared that I'm going to like feel a burning sensation, or I'm gonna throw up. I don't know. I'd rather stay away from the alcohol until maybe a couple months from now, when I feel like I can, but I can't have alcohol. So it is a very lonesome journey. What I would suggest if you're going through this and you're kind of feeling like you're on the same boat is make sure that you are enjoying your workout. Make sure that when you're at the gym, you are not just there for an hour. Maybe put in a little bit more so that you tire yourself out and obviously see results quicker. Make sure that you have friends that understand what you're going through and don't tempt you, because I was very scared to be around people who maybe didn't have my best intentions and would try to like test me. I hate being tested, and I haven't really felt that way towards none of my friends. I feel like if anything, they've been very like, oh, I'm sorry, like I shouldn't have ate in front of you, or I won't. And just understanding, and we haven't even had a conversation about it. So I have been lucky that way. But if you have friends who maybe you know are going to test you, maybe they're your frenemy, or maybe they're just that friend, try to stay away from them for a while. Remember, this is about you. This is a lot of sacrifice. This is a lot of time you're putting into this, and you don't want to be around people who are just going to test your boundaries and test your limits. You also don't want to be around people who aren't supportive of you and don't want to see you win. I think that is like key to having a successful journey, is having the right people around you. I know, for instance, like my mom knows what I'm going through, and she completely like will take away food if I do come during dinner time, or if they're just like snacking and stuff, she'll remove the stuff or go eat it elsewhere. And all these things have been done without there having to be a conversation. So I know that she has my best interests at heart. I know with my friends it's the same thing. If they know they're gonna go out drinking, I feel like they haven't even been inviting me, which is completely fine because I would say no anyway. Take the time to really like dig in deep into yourself. Like, make sure that you're in a good headspace. If you haven't had VSG yet and you're thinking about it, I would just start with my headspace. I would start with working on your mental, working on figuring out why it is that you want to do this, if this is the right thing to do for you. Do a lot of research, look up a lot of people who have gone through this journey, follow their journey, listen to what they have to say. We're not all very different, especially not when it comes to like having or being on the same journey as some other people. So just listen to their advice, listen to what they're telling you. Read, maybe pick up a book and do some reading on what kind of diet you have, habits you want to have after this, and what kind of person you want to be, so that the journey for you is just easier. I think, thank God, I knew I wanted the surgery for a couple months before I got it, and I started putting in the work even before. And I started putting in the work. I started with my mental state. I knew that I wanted to do this. I knew that I never want to gain this much weight again in my life and have to lose it. This is not my first time at the rodeo. I've lost weight before, like I mentioned in my last video, 100 pounds, 100 and something pounds, and it's very hard to do. Even though I didn't have VSG back then, it's just a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice. And now I'm back, you know, in this place again. So it's just like, I never want to have to go through this again. I knew for myself I never wanted to. Like, I know my weight is gonna shift as time goes on. I'm gonna mature. I might have kids later on in the future. So obviously I know I'm prone to gaining weight once again, but I never wanted to be this much weight, and I never want to be in this place again. And I mean it. Like, I'm okay with maybe losing 20-30 pounds as, you know, life just happens, but those are more achievable, more realistic weight loss goals than like 100+ pounds. Like, that's an immensely tough, challenging journey to embark on. So I knew prior to getting the surgery that I never wanted to go through that again, and I'm gonna stand by it. If I can recommend you guys a book, I really love this book called Becoming Supernatural. And whether you're embarking on weight loss journey or not, I think everybody should read or listen to the audiobook. You can actually look it up here on YouTube and listen to the free audio version of it. It's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He is amazing at what he does. I'm not gonna spoil the book for you guys, but it's life-changing. It's gonna make you look at things different, at yourself different. It's going to make you have a different approach to how you handle certain things, and just really help shape or develop a new mentality for you. So that's one of my recommendations. If you want to embark on this, I tapped into spirituality a couple of months before I even thought about getting VSG. So I think just being surrounded by that atmosphere and every day those constant thoughts being in my head have really made this journey easier for me. Not everything has been, you know, just easy peasy. I still always love to eat, and that's really what I want to target and master now within this journey. Like, I know food no longer has that much control over me, but that's when I'm in a good mood. That's when I'm in a good state. That's when everything is okay. What I'm afraid of is maybe being stressed out one day, or not being in a good mental place because, you know, life happens, and then sabotaging myself once more. That's my fear. That's what I want to work on. That's what I want to master, so that from here on now, that's no longer an issue, and I have complete, utter control over that. I'm working on it. I wouldn't say I'm completely there yet because I'm human and it takes some time, but for the most part I have seen progress, even in the way that I like handle certain situations. When I'm stressed or when I feel emotional, it's completely different. But that's all thanks to the information that I've been taking in terms of what I'm reading, who I'm talking to, the types of conversations I'm engaging in, and I'm just very, very selective over what I give my energy to now. If it's not serving me a purpose, then it has to go. I can't talk about it. I can't deal with it. It just has nothing to do with who I am anymore. So I think knowing that and applying it is very, very important. I think it's going to help your weight loss journey overall, whether it's VSG or you're just going to the gym. It all starts with your mentality. It all starts with your own thoughts. It all starts with habits that you're forming. So definitely try to build healthy habits. I think that itself is going to help your journey out so much more. So back on track to what I'm eating. So I'm gonna meal prep, I believe, like once a week or maybe twice a week, because either way, if I make like one thing, that'll probably be enough for the week. But I am going to be meal prepping, and I'm hoping to find bomb plant-based recipes that I can share with you guys. I really do suck at my social media game now. I just feel like I'm so busy in my real life that it's been hard to keep up with my social media life. But I am going to try a little bit harder to, on my new page, on my personal page, update you guys and share recipes with you guys and just show you guys what's been working for me. I want to talk about hair loss as well. So I have not yet experienced hair loss with this journey, but I think it's because I have been on it with my supplement consumption. So that's another thing I wanted to touch base on, because if you have just started this journey as well as I have, or if you're thinking about it, I don't want you guys to have to deal with hair loss or any kind of side effects from major weight loss. And I really do believe that being on your vitamin game, on your supplement game, is essential. So I take biotin, I take calcium, I take B12, I take B1, I take iron, I take B2, vitamin D. So I am taking all of the required vitamins. Your surgeon will probably have some kind of pamphlet or binder with the instructions on how much you should be taking, but please, please, please don't forget to be on it with your supplements. It's really going to help. I have noticed my under eyes have been a little bit darker since I've been losing weight, but the same thing happened to me the first time I lost weight. So I'm kind of just accepting that that's just what it is. Maybe my body wants to get skinnier. I don't know. I really don't know what the deal is with that. But maybe later on I was thinking about having fat injected under my eyes so that they don't look as dark. There is a solution to every problem nowadays. So if you don't like something, there is a solution to every problem nowadays. So just, you know, you're gonna figure it out as you go. I'm gonna have to figure out my under eye problem as I go. But I don't want to make this a super long video because all my other videos have been extremely long. I just wanted to touch base with you guys again on my journey and kind of update you guys on how it's going. I can't wait to do my 2-month check-in. Hopefully by then your girl got some muscle. I'm gonna really, really work hard this month on building strength, and I'm excited. I'm gonna take my measurements so that we know exactly how much muscle I am building, and I can't wait to share it with you guys and hopefully make this journey for you guys a little bit easier and serve you guys as, again, inspiration and hopefully motivation to get on your shit and make 2021 your beach. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, turn on your bell notifications, and I will upload soon.